Hello and welcome to the Flow Sub Only podcast. I'm back with Ben. How's it going this morning, Ben?
Oh, it's going. It's a great morning.
All right, so we got an episode for you today, guys. We're going to start talking about the beginnings of the UNDERGROUND6, which is going to be January 17th, 2026, coming up in about 2 months. We have an amazing bracket plan for you guys, which is in addition to the normal underground. So we're going to dive into a little bit of a sneak peek on a few of the matchups we have lined up, and then kind of give you guys a call to action here about a couple of champions that are looking to defend their belts. And if you're game, then we want you to step up.
Good matches are great, but good for everybody.
Yeah, no, exactly. And the nice thing about, the majority of the champions that we have is they're always ready to go, and they're just looking to keep gathering experience and mat time. And I think that's what you want out of a jiu-jitsu champ, ready to go all the time.
Yeah. I mean, they kind of signed up for it being champ in a lot of ways.
Right. Exactly. So what I want to talk about first, let's just quickly touch on exactly what we're looking for spots to fill. First off, we have what seems like the perpetual champion for Flow Sub Only for women's, which is Meg Gleisner. She's the Underground 135 champ, among other, open championships. But she is always asking me, do I have a match for her on the next card? Do I have a match for her on the next card? So women under 135, any belt that if you feel like you're ready to take on the champ. Meg is a brown belt, but she is not opposed to fighting anyone who earned the spot. So could be black belt, could be anything. If you feel like, you deserve a shot, then reach out and we'll see what we can do. Yeah.
Meg's been unbeatable. She's had great matches, come close, but she's pretty unbeatable right now.
The rule set allows for, anything can happen, especially if things go to overtime. But the regulation being flow sub only with sub only rules, I feel like that allows people to kind of just go for broke to a certain extent. And then, that's what people want to see is submissions.
Yeah, I think so. Like, it makes it more dynamic, more fun. I think people, that's why I think flow sub, like the flow, the sub only rule set in general, I think has been coming up more and more, especially in CGI, all those things, more excitement in the sport.
What I'm noticing with, working with Tom a little bit for one championship, and just in general hearing and reading about UFC, BJJ, and these different promotions, they're definitely putting a huge emphasis on pace and excitement, and they want exciting matches, and if you like to pull guard and then, hit a near sweep and score an advantage and then just kind of chill for the rest of the match, that's not exactly what we're looking for. I want you to have fun, be exciting, show off your jiu-jitsu, but also that gives the fans something that's really exciting to watch too.
Yeah. Good for sponsors too. Sponsors want to see exciting stuff.
Yeah. And if you're the type of competitor who wants to, go viral on Instagram or whatnot, or build your following, you got to be exciting, man. We've talked about that before. There's a reason why guys like Mike Murray, our last podcast guest, have a lot of followers around here, is because they're authentic and they try to be exciting.
They're fun.
Yeah. So directly in that same vein, another champion that is looking for an opportunity to defend their belt is our 185 champ. That's Brendan Kitchen from Titan Athletics. I don't want to say he shocked the world, but he at least shocked some people with a very, very slick submission of Henry Clark to win the belt at our last Underground.
Yep. Very surprising.
Yeah. once he got a good attachment on the legs, he just kind of went through a really solid sequence straight to the finish, and it didn't, there wasn't a lot that Clark could do to unravel what was going on. So definitely being a flow sub only rule set, I think Kitchen is going to be a tough opponent for anybody, but we are looking for someone who wants to step up at 185. Brennan is a purple belt, but obviously as the champ will fight any belt that's looking to try to get the title away from him.
Yeah. I think if you have the right person who's dynamic, and again, 185, like Brennan's really like 175 really, but just like Meg's 135 champ, but she's really 125. I think it just gathers more opportunity for opponents when you go up that weight class.
I agree. I think 185 in general too is like a super athletic, dynamic weight. I feel like I see, especially at high levels, you see like the strength of a 205 or bigger guy, and then you see the speed of 170, 160 guys. When you have that 185 weight class, it's kind of like the perfect blend of both sides.
Yeah, it's before the size stops to, like any weight class above that, the size starts to slow you down a little bit.
Yeah.
Just naturally.
Exactly. So if you are either one of those weight classes and want to crack at the champion, reach out to us. Give us a reason why you think you deserve it. We will definitely try to make something happen for you. We do have 8 other super fights that we're looking to fill as well. We have filled 3. We're looking to have about 13 altogether. So between the 2 championship matches and the 3 that we're about to announce, we still have 8 spots left for super fights. I do have some people who have already applied. So we'll start announcing, matchups that we're looking to try to fill. Go to flowsubonly.com, find the Superfight application. It's super short, just a little bit of information, and we'll try to give you a shot.
Start scrapping.
Exactly. All right, so let's we're gonna announce the 3 individual matches that we have already secured, and then after we announce that, we're gonna talk about the 4 entries for the veterans We Defy bracket, which I'm super excited about. First up for Superfight, this is just gonna reiterate what we dropped as a bomb at the end of last week's episode, but we have Mike Murray from Black Bear. He is a former NEF champ, former Flow Sub Only champ. He's going to be taking on Jacob Weeks from the Foundry in Farmington.
That's going to be a great match.
Great match. Mike was unable to attend our last event, but he is kind of a perennial competitor for Flow. And Jacob Weeks was at our last event, and he placed 3rd in a 20-man absolute division and looked phenomenal. So I'm really excited to see how this match shakes out.
Yeah, Mike's kind of a staple in this grappling scene in Maine right now. Like he told us a lot about how he just said yes to everything that NEF asked, and really just like piled on, just took every challenge, kept coming up to Maine, then moved to Maine. So yeah, he's just saying yes to anything that's basically in the state that comes along his way. I love it.
I personally feel like that's important if you're a competitor to compete often. I feel like it makes it easier to manage adrenaline and nerves and things like that if it starts to become just a normal everyday thing to compete. I think it just helps for sure.
Yeah.
So next matchup, I have these 2 guys both applied to the veterans bracket, but were not chosen. But it looked on my end like an obvious match. They're both blue belts. They're both in the 215 to 235 weight range, and they're both veterans as well. So we have Logan Finnegan from Flow BJJ. Will be taking on Joe Brown from 3 Points Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Okay.
Joe Brown I think he's on the up and up right now. He's getting back into the game.
He's done well at a number of our events. Joe's a blue belt. He took an underground match very, very late in his white belt career against a tough higher belt, but still looked solid. And then he had a nice win at the last underground against a blue belt from Flow, Matt. That's one of the more fun matches you'll see too. By the way, if you go to our YouTube and check that one out, that's definitely a good match too. Joe's also fared really well in our open divisions. Just a big, solid, athletic dude with solid jiu-jitsu. So that's going to be a super fun one.
Would be, and his instructor's fighting, but we'll get to that.
Yes.
In a minute. Yes. We'll get to that in a minute.
One more to announce first. This one is going to be. This will probably be our co-main event or our main event for the evening. We've got a rematch from this most recent Flow Sub Only Open. Defending the belt, we have Michael Sear from the Academy, and we have him taking on Dustin Box. So we have Sear versus Box 2. That was our final in the absolute division at this most recent Flow Sub Only.
Yeah, that was probably one of the most exciting matches of that day.
Yes, two big, strong, high level jiu-jitsu competitors. And Dustin reached out to me post-match and was like, hey, I know Sear is always wanting to defend his underground belt. I want to make some adjustments, and I want another crack at him. And it was not a negative call out in any way. It was purely straightforward. He wants to just make some changes and requested a rematch, and I'm more than happy to make that happen. I feel like Dustin's performance at the Open warrants that, and as a high-level black belt who's requesting a match, I feel like that's a match that's going to be super fun for the fans.
Absolutely, and I think out of everybody, I think he put Mike on gave him the most challenging match, I think.
Yes.
I think that's we're looking for Mike to have challenges, and it's hard to give Mike a good challenge in the state of Maine right now. And we've seen that. So I think giving him a rematch of somebody who gave him the hardest time, I think is appropriate.
Yeah. I also, I didn't really think of this until now, but Dustin had an insanely difficult path through that absolute bracket. So by the time he reached Sear, not that Sear didn't have a tough road too, but I'm just kind of recalling, I believe Dustin fought Devin Butler, which was a war, and then he fought Jacob Weeks. So, and there was another one in there that I'm forgetting, but that's a tough call, to fight those three matches and then have Sear after three tough matches. That's not easy. So
he had some great mini bosses before getting to the boss.
Right, exactly. So to see both of them at peak performance with only one fight to focus on, our championship matches are 10 minutes long with full EBI overtime. So, they've got one thing to focus on. There's no comparison between who fought who leading up to this and who's more tired and who might be slightly injured from getting to the final. We've got two healthy, high-level guys. It's going to be fun. I'm really excited.
Yeah, I agree. I think, I don't know, Mike's still going to put a good performance on no matter what, but maybe Dustin comes back and learns some wrestling from his son, potentially. I know his son's on the wrestling team in high school there. So, yeah, maybe Dustin comes back with a different game plan.
I think it'll be interesting to see what sort of strategies, or what sort of changes each of them try to implement to, create some unexpected differences compared to having fought just recently. Because we're looking at October to January is not a long time, but as you know, jiu-jitsu games can change pretty quickly, especially if you're strategizing, for a specific match.
Good point. Very good point. I don't know how I would strategize fighting Mike Sear personally. I remember grappling him at Blue and Purple, and when he was a Blue and Purple belt, and man, he was definitely a Blue and Purple belt in technique, but because once he starts wrestling, it's a different game. And then all of a sudden, his size difference is so menacing, and it kind of like throws a wrench in your whole game plan.
Right. I mean, yeah, if you're Michael Sears' size with a significant amount of wrestling pedigree, like even if you're an average size black belt, how do you butterfly sweep a guy like that? Just with
I tried.
the size and the frame and the wrestling instincts of not wanting to go to your back, just little things like that. It's definitely a tough call for sure.
Yeah, he has the ability to bully you just with his size. I mean, he doesn't quite often, but he has the ability to. He can basically do almost whatever he wants in a way, just a pace. And I think that gives you a lot of control, even if you're fighting from a lower belt standard.
Yeah, no, I agree for sure. All right, so we're gonna dive into our veterans bracket, and for those of you that are missing any social media posts, or this is the first time you're hearing about it, I'm just going to quickly recap what we're doing here. Our typical underground events are somewhere between 16 and 18 Superfights. Spectators are encouraged to come. We sell 40 tickets. That is the absolute cap. It's all that our gym will hold. It makes for a super fun, packed environment for jiu-jitsu. This time, we're removing 4 Superfights, and we are instituting a 4-man veterans gi branch battle. And what that means is we're going to have one representative from the U.S. Marine Corps. We're going to have one representative from the U.S. Navy and the U.S. Air Force and the U.S. Army. And so we have opened up applications, and they are all full. And we're going to take a few minutes here and let you know who it is, where they're from, and just kind of build up some excitement here, because this is going to be a lot of fun. And
I love this idea.
Yeah. More importantly, it's going to be for a good cause. Okay. So we'll have, We Defy has set us up with a donation account, and then underneath our main account is going to have each of these 4 fighters. So we'll be putting out fight posters with QR codes to donate to the We Defy Foundation. If you're not familiar with We Defy, please check them out. They're an amazing organization that uses jiu-jitsu and combat sports to help military veterans with PTSD.
What a great organization.
Isn't it amazing what they do?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Our friend Greg is like a huge part of that, along with Nicole Beach. So yeah, just a bunch of really awesome people doing awesome stuff for a great organization.
Yeah. I can speak firsthand to it. We have had a We Defy veteran who trained with us, still trains with us, received his blue belt, and We Defy, you apply through their program, go through their processes, and if you're approved, they will pay for a year's worth of your jiu-jitsu training and provide you with gis and no-gi equipment to get the job done. All you need to do on your end is hold up the commitment of training twice a week at a minimum, which once you start training, it's an amazing sponsorship. And and to be honest, if you are a U.S. military veteran, you've earned it. As far as I'm concerned, I think that it's
jiu-jitsu brings a lot of community together. I think it's great if you have PTSD, even if you don't. Like, man, it's just such a cool thing. And then every veteran I meet who trains is like the coolest guy,
right?
Or girl.
Yeah.
I've also met girls.
Yeah, absolutely. So everyone that is participating in this 4-man tournament is going to collect donations through the We Defy Foundation. The money 100% goes to We Defy to support what they're doing. We're excited to make it happen. In the past, we at our academy at Flow, we've held We Defy open mat fundraisers, and Nicole had asked me, can you do a Veterans Day open mat? And we had just done a Veterans or a Memorial Day open mat, and she asked me to do a Veterans Day one, and then I said we could, but I've got an even better idea for you. And then that's how we ended up with this tournament. So let's dive into the 4 competitors. First one is from the home academy, which is Flow BJJ. We have Gregory Neto, and he is going to be representing the U.S. Marine Corps. He is a black belt under me.
Okay, nice. That's going to be a good one.
Yes. And he's currently in the middle of prepping, and he takes representing the Marines very seriously. So I'm excited to see on match day, where he is at, and I think it's going to be really, really good.
Yeah.
Second on the list from 3 Points BJJ, he is the head instructor and owner there. We have Joe Hathaway, and he will be representing the United States Air Force.
Mr. Joe, I'm loving that he came back, and he's just like all in on competing right now.
Yes.
Just like putting it out there. I love it.
I love seeing his team at the opens and at the undergrounds, like every event, because they're a newer academy, and every event his competitors, whether it's kids or adults, are doing better and better and better. And that to me is the sign of a good instructor, where it takes time to build a program, especially at a high level, and you can tell he's definitely doing it the right way.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it shows you that there's interest in jiu-jitsu even in the middle of nowhere, or seemingly in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, absolutely. So the competitor we mentioned earlier, Joe Brown, is a blue belt under Joe from 3 Points. So the 2 competitors so far from 3 Points. Third entrant to the division is Ryan Jackson from Titan Athletics. He is a black belt under Eduardo Benjamin. He will be representing the U.S. Army.
And Eddie black belt is no slouch. So that's going to be a good one.
Yes. Ryan is one of those guys, too, who likes to cross-train a lot, which to me, absolutely, anybody that has a chance to cross-train and you've got good relationships with multiple gyms, take advantage of, jiu-jitsu, as small as it is, take advantage of training with anyone that you can, just to try to learn and improve. Ryan, I know, has spent a bunch of time at Team Lawton, and then obviously the vast majority of his time at Titan. And then I was happy to have him down at Flow for a while as well, for some noontime classes, just because it happened to fit his life schedule for quite a few months. So Ryan's a super nice guy. He's a state trooper currently, but just in general, like a super good dude and incredible jiu-jitsu, really good fundamental framing and wrestling up. And so he's going to be definitely a fun entrant for this tournament.
Ryan's going to be great. I think I met Ryan at Lawton's. So in the beginning of that sort of nomad, like traveling around, cross-training sort of phase of his jiu-jitsu career. And Lawton's really welcoming, so it was cool to see him over there. But I can't wait to see him compete.
Yeah. And then the final entrant to the bracket is Daniel Sala. And Daniel is, I believe, the head instructor of Real Thing Jiu-Jitsu. He will be representing the U.S. Navy. He was a U.S. Navy deep sea diver. So he's going to be, he's super talented. I'm super excited to see how he stacks up against these other 3 guys.
Okay, yeah. I'm looking at Real Thing Jiu-Jitsu. It's looks like it's a precision school, so like an offshoot of Precision BJJ down in Pennsylvania is where it's located. Love the class sizes I'm seeing right now. I don't know much about Daniel Sala, but looks like he was in the Navy. So that's the 4th branch that we're representing here. We don't have a Space Force, it looks like, but that's a relatively new branch. So I understand, like we have to, have a little more years maybe to represent.
Yeah, I didn't get any entrance from the Space Force, which was shocking, quite frankly.
and Coast Guards too.
And
Coast
Guard.
Like we have a Coast Guard.
Because we have a Coast Guard station, less than a mile from our academy. So we get a fair amount of Coast Guard guys coming in. I have a Coast Guard guy who is a blue belt, certainly not ready for, a black belt super fight matchups, but he's headed in that direction for sure. So if we do this again, I may hit him up for that.
Could be fun.
Yeah. Yeah. So Daniel Sala, I asked him, I asked all the guys for some jiu-jitsu or military credentials, just to get information so fans can learn more about these guys, because they're going to be the representative for the branch, So the credentials he gave me in true military fashion were super concise. He was a U.S. military deep sea diver, which I mentioned. And that's his military credentials he listed. And then jiu-jitsu credentials was 2020 fight to win brown belt submission of the year, which that's very specific. So I asked him to send me the link to the video. Dude, it's incredible. Like, there's a reason why it's submission of the year. I'm absolutely going to post this after the episode is released. I have the video. Talk about a slick use of lapels for a rolling submission. Like, it's beautiful, man.
I already love it if you said lapels.
Yeah.
I'm an older aged black belt, who does primarily gi, man. If you say it was a lapel choke, I'm like, I'm already in.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah. The other kind of, I haven't really spoken to it much, but this is specifically a gi bracket for a reason. It's going to kind of stand out from any of the other underground stuff that we've done.
Is it still submission only?
It's still submission only. It's still EBI overtime, which is going to definitely put a different take on overtime should it get to that point. Because back control in overtime in gi is much different than no gi. So I'm excited to see how this goes.
My marketing brain goes into the phrasing of they wore the uniform, in the past, and they're going to wear the uniform this time.
Yeah, exactly.
Just a different uniform.
Mm-hmm. I feel like in general, maybe I'm just kind of stereotyping, but I feel like a lot of military guys, at least ones that I've trained with, they kind of prefer the gi. It's just a little more, it's just a feel thing. It's not that way for everybody, but clearly the 4 guys that we have definitely seem to be gi type guys. So the fact that we were able to secure 4 black belts, one from different branches, I'm super excited for a high level division like that. All black belts ready to rep their branch and their academy and their belt. It's just going to be fun too. Win or lose, it's for an amazing cause, and raising money for that. And it's going to be beautiful for the fans too, to be able to see, 4 high level guys in the mix, So just to recap here, we've got Finnegan versus Brown as a blue belt super fight. We've got Mike Murray versus Jacob Weeks. That's going to be amazing. We have Sear versus Box 2. We're looking to fill the women's 135 and 185 champion men's spots. And then we've got the amazing veterans bracket. So Greg Netto from Flow BJJ, Joe Hathaway from 3 Points, Ryan Jackson from Titan, and Daniel Sala from Real Thing Jiu-Jitsu. I'm excited. I have no idea how the bracket's going to go.
This is going to be great.
It's going to be awesome, man. And I'm super excited. So,
can I speculate a little bit?
Sure. Yeah.
So I know Brennan's looking for a 185 challenger. Do you think, given a match or not with Brennan in the next, in this event, do you think Mike Murray and Jacob Weeks, the winner of that, could go on to face whoever the 185 champ is?
Very, very possible. Yes.
Okay.
Very possible.
Okay. Because for me, like a good win in that super fight could mean, they have a good standing in my head to at least have a champ.
I'm kind of viewing that as like a number 1 contender match, to be perfectly honest. Also in the mix, with them is your teammate Nikolai. But he's injured at the moment, so he's kind of shelved a little bit, but I'm sure he's going to be back stronger and better than ever too. So he's always a threat at that 185 and at the 205 mark.
He's definitely a threat. I think Nikolai, once he gets that knee surgery and he babies himself enough to completely heal, I know how stubborn that man is, but if he babies himself enough to really heal that knee and really come back, I think he's got a great chance to come back almost better than ever.
Yeah.
And same thing with Austin. Austin's got a shoulder injury at the moment. Won't get into that, but I think he's got a great chance at the 185 division too. Those guys in our gym just keep scrapping week over week. So I feel like, once those two get back up and running, the state of Maine will see some 185 matches. That'll be really exciting.
Yes, I agree. There's a lot of talent there kind of lined up for multiple, outcomes. And I'm excited, man. The 185 division is always a fun one. Just because it's such a wild card of competitors and such a deep pool. So it's going to be good, man. This is going to be a fun event. And again, I'm looking to fill about 8 more Superfights. If you have not applied already, please do so very soon. I know that the event is still 2 months away, but it's definitely time to get this stuff filled up. And I want it to be an amazing card that people are super excited and looking forward to. Also, keep in mind, I will be posting the link for ticket sales probably within the next couple of weeks. I know I say it every time, but it's true. Those 40 tickets will sell out very fast. So please, if you're planning to attend, get tickets right away. They're not that expensive. They won't break you. But once I get to the sold out limit, if you've been to the event, you see how packed it is in there. I can't sneak extra people in if you missed the, if you missed
you're
the
ringside.
Point.
Like there's really no more close you can get to the fight. Like I am like in the same seat in a way that these people are going to buy.
Yes.
And like I'm next to the people grappling like in these matches. So
you
it's
could
really
not be any closer. It's that's what makes it fun too. The vibe and the environment and the buzz in the room is just super fun. And it's hard to explain why until you are at one.
Right.
The fans that attend, they're just, you can tell they're super happy that, you're watching a couple hours, maybe 2.5 hours of amazing jiu-jitsu up close, and we don't waste much time between matches. It's all action straight ahead. So it's super, super fun.
While we were chatting, if you heard some clickety clank on my keyboard, I was looking up what a Navy deep sea diver does. Because I know Gregory, sorry, I don't want to use improper names here. Gregory's in the Marines. Daniel is the deep sea diver. Ryan is in the Army infantry. Joe Hathaway's in the Air Force. I don't know a lot of the specific roles and responsibilities each one of them had, except for Daniel, who told us he's a deep sea diver. And it's interesting. It says they perform critical missions, and I'm sure there's more to this, and I'm just skimming over the surface here, but they perform critical missions such as ship maintenance, salvage, underwater construction, and often challenging and dark conditions. Obviously, in deep sea conditions.
Right.
So very claustrophobic in a way. A lot of pressure, a lot of training,
conditioning,
a lot of precision. Yeah.
No, that's awesome. That's a tough gig, I've got to believe.
Yeah.
I'm actually looking forward to speaking with him in person when he's at the event. Maybe we could do an interview of these guys as well while we're here to post up.
He looks like a fun guy.
I think all four of these guys would be super fun to hear about their time. It's going to be fun. I know I keep saying that, but there's so many matches in the bracket and outside of the bracket that I think, this is going to be the top underground so far, which is tough to say because we've had some pretty amazing ones so far.
We've had some good ones. I think this is going to be fun just for the variety and the fact that it's not like, I think this veteran bracket is giving us an opportunity to see new people compete that we don't normally see, because a lot of the flow sub only, super fights are sort of a rotation of the same 30, 40 people vying for the top spot, right? Like, Maine has, still a small jiu-jitsu community. It's bigger than it ever was, but it's still relatively small. And so we're still seeing the same guys over and over again. So kind of mixing it up and changing the format is giving us just a variety of different matches we would have seen before.
Right. And there's a good chance this opens doors to new matchups too. This is Jacob Weeks' first underground event. That's a new wild card into that 185 to 205 weight class range. So that's going to be interesting. Do we see performances by Ryan Jackson or Daniel Sala and they return to vie for a Nogi belt? Who knows? So
Hope so.
It's definitely going to be a good one, man.
Yeah, I hope so.
All right, sir. If you would remind people where they can follow you, we will wrap this one up.
Happy to. You can find me on most every platform as Active Beer Geek. I'm a photographer, I'm a videographer, and I build websites. So sort of one man Swiss Army knife of marketing and content creation.
Awesome. And as usual, you can find me at prof_Hayden BJJ, or you can follow Flow Sub Only on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. This podcast is on Spotify. We appreciate you guys listening. And Ben, I'll talk to you again soon.
Talk to you soon, Hayden. Thank you.
Thank you.